G'day, guys. Welcome to a very, very, very steamy and warm My Blue Heaven. It is. It's a belter outside. It's a beautiful day, but we're going through a bit of a bit of a, I suppose, a mini heat wave in spring in Melbourne, and it's drying up the ground. It's dry. It feels dry, and it's funny because the content on this channel is drying up as well. Like, it's just drying up. There's not a lot to talk about, and I reckon I've missed the boat. I really do. This draft is so big. It's so big now, and the content that I could be, I suppose, putting out there. I don't know. I just feel like I haven't done myself justice. And what I'm going to promise, because this should be wall-to-wall draft talk, from the time the trade period finished to the time of the draft, which is in 10 days' time. I should be going through each player. But frankly, I'm not going to pretend that I know anything about these youngsters other than what I read and what I listen to the so-called experts. And there are experts out there. Don't get me wrong, there are experts out there. Trying to find the right ones, though, is very, very difficult. So I can't rely on anyone else. I can't. I've got to physically get out there and do it myself. So my plan is pretty clear, guys. I've got a bit more time up my sleeve in 2024, a lot more time, particularly on my weekends. So I am going to take my scrawny ass, or it's fat ass, get myself a deck chair, a set of binoculars, laptop, which I've got, pen, notebook, and I'm going to actually physically go to as many Coates Talent League games as I can to watch these under 18 players go through their paces live. No, I just don't know where some of these so-called experts get their information from, or get their theories or opinions and point of views on these players. Is it from tapes? Is it from secondhand information? Because you got to go there and watch. You can't go to every game, but you got to get to as many as you can. I went to one game this year, which was the grand final, Coates Talent League grand final. It was unbelievable to watch the work rate of these kids off the ball, their body language, everything about. You've got to go there live. Simple as that. So don't be a fraud. What I'm trying to say, if I'm going to do this, I've got to be authentic and got to do it right. And once I fixate myself on something, I can't wait to sink my teeth into this. Next time this year, I will be doing wall-to-wall profiles of each of the players, and we'll get, whether it's for our club or other clubs, it's a big watch for My Blue Heaven in 2024. Because I don't want to be one of these fucking people doing phantom drafts and mock drafts, getting secondhand information and give us proof that you're actually there. Give us proof. Where are you getting your information from? All right? Because certainly a lot of people are not going into the games and watching it. All right? So that's what I'm going to do next year. Can't wait. Second thing I want to talk about is training. We will be getting our players, the boys, filtering back into the football club over the next 2 or 3 weeks. I know, like we're a little bit later this year because we went deep into the finals, a prelim final. So under the agreement, the players are entitled to a certain amount of time off. So when that exact date is, I'm not quite sure that they'll be back, but we'll get the younger guys back first. I assume it will be the first to third or second to fourth year players. And then the club will put out photos on social media of 28, 29-year-olds coming back early and going, oh, I want to be back with the boys. He's come back a week early. But the fact of the matter is they just want to get away from the missus. They're sick of the kids and stuff, and they couldn't wait to get back to training. And I'm going to make a fucking prediction. It's a big gripe of mine and a big one thing I really dislike about our football club at the moment. And if we're winning games of football and winning finals and grand finals, who really gives a shit, to be perfectly honest? But our access as fans to Icon Park, I'm going to call it Princess Park. Fuck Icon Park. To Princess Park, apparently our spiritual home, is becoming more and more difficult to watch open training, or to watch the boys train. Now, I understand we don't need to be there all the time. They can have closed sessions. But I'll make prediction we'll get one fucking open training session, one before Christmas. And that will happen mid-December sometime. They'll spruik it up and we'll get one. And I'll be there because I love going to those open training sessions to report on what's actually happening, seeing second-year players come back. Are they bigger? Who's in the rehab group? Who's running well? Have a look at Orazio Fantasia. Have a look at Elijah Hollins and just do a bit of a report. But the fact of the matter is we as fans trying to get into that bloody ground of ours now to watch the players train is just a disgrace. And they can make as much excuses as they want at the club. You know, it's got a fence around it. We need security and all this sort of bullshit. I can go watch the reigning premiers. I can go watch the best run club in the competition at the moment, the Collingwood Football Club. I go watch them all the time, and they don't have a problem with it. You know, I can just stand and watch Collingwood train. I mean, come on, lift your game. Anyway, I'm not here to talk. Okay, let's get on to the big issue. Don't even know if it's an issue. I think, guys, we have arguably, everything's arguably, the player at our football club is going to be under the spotlight, the biggest spotlight out of any club in the competition next year. One player at our football club. And maybe someone like a Brody Grundy. You could probably think of others. I'd love to hear your opinion on this. Who are the players in the competition who are going to have a huge spotlight on them next year? And what I mean by spotlight is maybe a bit of talk and a bit of pressure. A lot of pressure. And these players are always under pressure. It comes with the territory. It comes with the game. Of course they're under pressure. But maybe more pressure than usual. Yeah? More pressure than usual. And I think we got the biggest one, and that's Charlie Curnow. History, like it or not, history isn't kind to players who don't perform on the big stage. And big stage is finals football. And we played 3 finals. And let's not beat around the bush here. Charlie stunk it up. He absolutely stunk it up in 3 finals, except the last quarter against Sydney in the elimination final, where he went up the ground and provided a bit of an outlet and used his athleticism and took some contested marks and was important in that last quarter. But his forward inside 50 work was shocking. In fact, he was taken to the cleaners by Tom McCartan, who's done numbers on, he's beaten Tom McCartan before. Stephen May slaughtered him, and then he had an opportunity to go up to the Gabba on Darcy Gardner, who played 3 games for the season with no Jack Payne there. And Darcy Gardner's just made him look stupid in a prelim final. And we're really good as supporters in protecting our own and making excuses and doing this and doing that. And but the fact of the matter is everyone's entitled to a poor game. Everyone's entitled to a bad patch of form. But he now has a reputation, Charlie Curnow, as failing in finals. And he's only had 1 final series. But it's not guaranteed now. So what legacy will Charlie Curnow have? Is he going to be known as a flat track bully? 2-time Coleman medalist, fucking brilliant player. Brilliant player, but he kicked bags against the West Coast Eagles. But it comes to finals time when we really, really needed him to at least step up in a couple of those games and show his worth and show that he is somewhat of a big game performer, and to perform the way he did in September suggests at this stage the talking point will be that he just faltered under the pressure of the occasion and maybe didn't work hard enough for whatever reason that may be. And I said before, as supporters, we're really good at protecting our own. But if this was another player, if this was a player from another team, for example, if it was a player from Essendon who was a superstar throughout the home and away season, then played 3 finals and hardly fired a shot, as opposition supporters, we couldn't wait to sink the boots in. And I think we've got every right to ask questions why he was so poor, okay, in September. What I will say, though, for him to be able to fight back and play 48 games in 2 seasons and not miss a beat physically, and also his performance in 2 seasons after not playing any football in 2 years is remarkable. He's absolutely remarkable. So he does have some resilience. But fuck me dead, guys. Fuck me dead. This is going to be it's going to be a big talking point, I reckon, for Charlie next year. Whether he's capable of taking to his game to another level, because he won't be the first or he won't be the last player not to play well in finals. Now, my greatest memories of being a Carlton supporter are the blokes who performed on the big stage. And sometimes it's difficult for a forward, a key forward to perform on the big stage. But, he's a superstar. He's one of the best players in the competition. He's won 2 Coleman medals. There's no reason why he can't, but he didn't. But as, my best memories and the blokes at our football club, the past players, okay, are the ones, okay, who perform in finals and the ones, okay, that bring home the bacon, which are grand finals, which are premiership cups. All right. And I don't know what, and I'm sure Charlie Curnow, what his legacy, and not just Charlie Curnow, but all these players, Patrick Cripps, Harry, okay, Sam Doherty, this group of players has a huge opportunity because there are so many superstars and so many blokes in this football team, so many blokes in this team at this stage who will go away and be remembered as great players of our football club, but unless they actually bring home a premiership cup, then as far as I'm concerned, it's fucking hollow. It's just hollow, and they're not held in the same. They can't be held in the same regard as a Stephen Kernahan or a Wayne Johnson, okay, or even an Anthony Koutafidis who played in a premiership. You've just got to have the team success, and you've got to perform. Okay, you've got to perform on the big stage to make that happen. And right here, right now, Charlie failed. He failed, and he failed dreadfully. Tell me what you think.